Welcome to JavaScript Talks. In this video, we're going to explore constructor functions. What is a constructor function? Is it same as any other functions in JavaScript? Or is it something different? Let's find out. If I have to define constructor functions in a sentence, I would say constructor function is nothing but a function that is called with a new keyword. So I'm going to write a function called country, and I will use this country function to create different country objects. I'll also pass name, and I'll just set this.name equals to name. And if I create one object of a country called C1, then I just have to call country function with a new keyword. This is really important for a constructor function because constructor function is same as any other functions, but when you call it with a new keyword, it becomes a constructor function. But what is the difference? I will pass one country name, let's say Japan. So you might argue that why do I have to use this kind of constructor functions with a new keyword? You can create a simple function like this, function create country, right? And you return a new object where name equals to name. I have to get the name from here. And as it is not a constructor function, you don't have to use new keyword. So you can create a variable C2 equals to create country. This time let's say the name is UK. So what is the difference? This is also a function that is creating a new object, and it also has a name, right? So is it same as the constructor approach that we used? Well, there's a difference. The difference is that when you use a constructor function, by the way, the name country, you can notice the C is capital. When we write a constructor function, it is recommended to use capital letter for the first character. That is just a convention. So what is the difference? The difference is that when we use a constructor function, then the function name acts like a class of object-oriented languages. So in this case, this country with capital C, this becomes the class of the object that we create, okay, C1. So in this case, if I try to check the class name of this object C1, I can get that. Let's say C1 instance of country. This is going to be true. So in this case, the country acts like a class. But if I use a normal function, then there is no concept of class-like behaviors here. Now if I put a breakpoint here and debug it, and if I inspect C1, you can find that I have the name, and also there is a prototype chain. In that prototype chain, I can see the constructor, that is the function that we created just now, right? But in our second example, suppose I want to add a breakpoint here. If I inspect C2, here you won't find any constructor function. Here the constructor function is the object itself, because we just use the object literal to create the object. You can also add a method like country.prototype. Let's say method name is get country name. That is a function returning this.name. Now in the C1 object, in the prototype chain, you can find a get country name function. You can also have the similar behavior here in our second example using get country name here. But this is a little different. So in this case, whenever you try to create a new country, it will copy this country name function. So multiple instances of functions will be created. But in our first example, only one instance of this get country name function will be there. So definitely if you want a class-like behavior, you must use the constructor function. Alright, I hope you learned something here. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe to JavaScript Talks for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.